Hey then folks, welcome to Boating on a Budget. This one's a bit different to normal, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're not banging and clattering around, are we?
No.
Unfortunately. We're doing something maybe more interesting or less interesting depending on your perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in general, there's two things that always get talked about with narrowboats, isn't there? What are them two things?
Toilets.
Yeah, toilets. It's always a conversation that crops up, whether you're talking to narrowboaters, people on the side of the canals or whatever, or people at work who say, what's it like being on a narrowboat? The conversation of toilets always crops up.
Always, it's it.
But fortunately, this episode's not about toilets, is it?
No.
No, there will be one coming up though, because we have got to build, literally,
A toilet.
build a toilet.
Yes.
So this episode must be about
Money. How much
money.
does it cost?
Because that's always the other thing that comes up. You always talk about toilets and money. They're the two things. And obviously, it was quite a while ago now, weren't it? We'd did the last costings was sort of the end of November, weren't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. At that stage, we'd kind of just brought the boat back from dry dock and basically we just emptied it, haven't we? And at that stage, just as a quick recap, we were having bought the boat and dry docked it, re-blacked it and stripped it to a bare shell. We were at about £9,900, weren't we, in total. That was including the fees and everything up to that point, £9,900. I think we've spent a bit of money since then though, haven't we?
I know. But we've still not got a sophisticated laptop or spreadsheet yet, have we?
No. I think this is an upgrade from that roll of wallpaper we used originally though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll run through a couple of the big items, and then kind of at the end or later on we'll just show all the little bits like the screws and all that lot, what they cost. First off then, if we start with the boring stuff, the fees. We don't like paying fees, do we?
No, but they come knocking every month, don't
Yeah. So basically we've got, since we last did the last costings one, we've got 4 months worth of fees, haven't we? And that's the licence fee that CRT charge to have the boat on the water.
Yeah.
That's kind of the equivalent of your road tax on your car, if you like. And there's the mooring fees that we have to pay to be allowed to moor up.
Yeah.
And have our little space. The licence fee is £78 a month and the mooring fee is £168 a month. So a quick bit of maths, I get that too. £984.
Oh, that's good. You didn't let me look.
Yeah. So £984 for the 4 months for the fees. What we'll do at the end is we'll actually show you how much the boats cost including all the fees and how much the actual project itself costs.
Yeah.
Because obviously
Separate the two.
there is differences obviously between the two. So yeah.
Yeah.
The first main project then was the fire.
It was.
That was basically the first thing we put in after the flooring, which we'll come to the flooring later. The fire itself was £230. We bought that second hand off Facebook Marketplace, didn't we? We did feature that on an earlier video, as well as the fish and chips.
That made us poorly.
That made us poorly, that we had while we were buying it. Yeah, so the actual fire itself was £230. The overall cost though, including the collar we needed to buy, some rope, that's fire rope, to seal it all, and the sealant, the collar down there, the various bits and bobs, came to a total of £402.36. So it was basically £170 for the gubbins, and £230 for the fire. And that's probably the best money we've spent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it feeds us, it keeps us warm.
You get your brew.
Get me brew. So yeah, fireplace, £402.36.
Yeah.
We've then got, down there, we've got the wardrobe. Again, that were a Facebook Marketplace bargain, weren't it?
Yeah.
Which we are going to have to tinker about with and what have you, because it did come with kind of a plinth that's not really right, and we're going to have to build a bit of framework and things, and it wants
needs
lifting up.
tweaking.
Yeah,
Needs a slight hook.
Yeah, bit of magic dust. But the wardrobe itself were 20 quid, which we can't complain at that at all, because like I said, basically we couldn't buy the hinges and the handles for 20 quid, so yeah, £20 for the wardrobe. While we're down the bedroom end, we've got the walls which by walls I'm basically meaning the tongue and groove
Yeah,
that we
yeah.
fitted a couple of weeks ago. That was, again, I'm referring to our sophisticated laptop, £57.10. We have actually, out of that, we have got 2 full packs and a little bit left. So if we do end up using it somewhere else, we've got a little bit ready for a bit. So
Yeah.
I suppose in effect there's probably about £40 worth there, but as I said, we bought £57.10 worth. The next one on there is the ceiling. So then bits of plywood for the ceiling, that was £38.59. One thing you can't really see at the minute, and we haven't actually fitted as such, is the water tank.
Yes.
That's hiding under the bed.
Yeah.
The water tank was £178.20, and then the fittings we've had to buy ready for when we do fit it bring the total for that to £203.73.
It's a bargain to say you're going to get fresh water, you know where it's come from first time.
Yeah, I mean obviously for people who watched as we took the old tank out, the old tank were, although it was a galvanised tank, it was rusty inside and there were like a layer of silt in the bottom of it, and
it were awful.
Yeah,
it were awful.
You wouldn't have wanted to even think really you were washing with that.
No.
Never mind.
No.
Never mind drinking it. Might as well drink canal water. We've then got the rails, which is what the door's going to run on, if you'd like to demonstrate the rails.
Oh yeah.
We've bought 2 of those. That means that the doors obviously slide out the way rather than opening it like a traditional door, which obviously it saves space and it makes it easier for getting through.
It'll save loads of space, that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Genius idea.
I am a genius. We've discussed this before. Genius, madness.
Fine line.
Indeed. The rails were £64.94. That's for the 2 of them, and it does include the fittings that we need to actually attach the doors to it, but obviously we've not got them on yet. Mushroom vents. They're what are on the outside of the boat, which allow the air to circulate.
Yeah.
I think so far we've only actually fitted 1 of the new ones.
Yeah.
But we did buy 5 new ones to replace them as we gradually work down the ceiling. We know at least a couple of them were leaking, and obviously we want them all to match.
Yeah.
What we've done with the mushroom vents is we've actually bought plastic ones. Traditionally on a narrowboat you have the brass ones that you spend all your life polishing. You know, like the ones you polished on nuts and bolts?
Polishing anymore, Brasso.
Done, got 1.5 like mushroom vents polished and never finished the other
Put it
half.
down
I think she did I'll finish that tomorrow. So we've got the plastic ones partly for that reason, and partly because obviously the top of the boat's plastic anyway. So we're going to be painting it, so we might as well paint the mushroom vents at the same time.
Yeah, definitely.
So the mushroom vents were £77.45. I say that's for the total for the 5 of them. Which, it wasn't really a deciding factor, but if we bought brass ones, the brass ones are getting on that sort of price each.
Yeah.
Never mind for the 5.
Yeah.
But like I say, really, it wasn't down to the price why we bought the plastic ones. It was more just we've got a plastic boat and
they all do the same thing, and we're just going to paint them anyway, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. The last big individual costing is all the wood that we've used and the insulation.
Yeah.
Which we've not got enough for what we need to complete the project by a long way yet. But we kind of got 2 different lots of deliveries, didn't we? We got one that was all the boarding that we've used for the flooring, and some of that we've even used like when we made the bed.
Yeah.
We used some of the kind of, if you like, the offcuts to make the bed. But there was that and the framework that we bought at the same time, which the framework we bought all as 2x2 timbers, if you remember. And what we've been doing in between times since is just running it down the table saw at home. So cutting like the 2x2 down to 2x sort of 1.5.
2 for 1, isn't it?
Yeah, it made it a lot easier for ordering it because we were just ordering one thing that we got a lot of rather than trying to think, right, well, we're going to need so many of that size and so many of them.
You're not run out of it while you're cutting it yourself, will you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there was that, and then the next lot of timber that we ordered was the thinner plywood that we've used sort of for things like this, and the insulation, the Kingspan insulation, because we didn't want that loft insulation, did we? You're still having nightmares about taking that out.
It's still bursting me out into a hot sweat, that.
So, to break it down, basically the 18mm ply and the 2x2 came to a total of £448, and the insulation and the 5.5mm ply board was £365. So that's £813. And in effect, what we've actually got now is basically used all of that up. There's a few bits of offcuts, and there's a few little bits of this sort of 2x2 left. But we've more or less now, so the stage the boat's at now is more or less used that £800 worth of wood.
Yeah.
So we will kind of, for the next phase.
It gives you a judgment on how much you'll need next time, doesn't it?
Yeah, we can kind of now probably work out, particularly the insulation, and actually order the right amount to finish off what we need.
Yeah.
So yeah, the wood was £813. So they're kind of all the main projects, if you like. But then there's lots of other little bits and bobs, you know, that, I just need to nip to Wicks, or I just need to nip to Tool Station, or Screw Fix, or whatever, or I just need to order this off Amazon. There's all the little bits of like screws and bolts and things. So I'll just very quickly rattle through what these are. So if you want to just stand there looking pretty, you know, doing points. What were it? Carol Smiley, she used to do the... Da-da. You can be my Carol Smiley for the day.
Oh, thank you.
So, I'll put my quick voice on. We've got a tarpaulin that we bought that was £9.95. Tape measures £3.52. Pair of gloves at £2.99. Some metal cutting discs. We bought one pack at £5.99 and one pack at £9.98. If you remember, the cheaper ones tried to kill me when one of them broke.
Exploded, didn't they?
Fortunately, the next one on the list was the safety glasses that I was wearing at the time. They were £2.41. Jigsaw blades, bought a pack at £14.98, and then when I needed to use them I couldn't find them, so I bought another one, another pack at £4.49. But we've since found the other ones, and to be fair, during the course of it we'll use all them anyway. So we've then got a countersink bit at £3.19. Pack of them pencils at £4.99. And
biggest pencils in the world.
Good job we bought big ones and lots of them, because I can never find them either. We bought a saw at £5.99. Some bolts. We bought various different bolts in different sizes and different nylock ones and non-nylock ones. So we bought one pack at £1.89, one at £2.6, one at £4.65, one at £7.9 and one at £2.98. A few different bolts there, isn't there?
And breathe.
The screwdriver bit holder for the drill, £2.89. Again, similar to the bolts, we've got screws. We've bought several packs of them. One at £4.29. We bought a big pack at £14.9. £1.89, £2.29 and £2.89.
And breathe.
Screwdriver bits that go in the end of the impact driver and the screwdriver. Bought a pack of those. You get 25 in a pack. They were £9.99. And for people who've not used them or whatever, you probably think, well, why do you need 25 screwdriver bits? Surely you just need one. But it's amazing how it just takes the edges off them, and then you go...
And it just ruins your screws then,
yeah,
don't it?
And you can't get them in properly. So I think already we've used maybe 5 or 6 of them.
Of course.
So a pack of 25 we'll definitely need. Circular saw blade, £12.99. Needed a new one of them because foolishly I went and scraped it along the concrete floor, didn't I? I was cutting something and I had the blade set too low, so it caught on the floor. So I needed a new blade. £12.99.
I'd have got right done if I'd have done that.
You would, and I did tell myself off as well.
Did you?
Yeah, that's good. We needed another tin of blacking paint to finish the blacking off inside. That were £20.46. The tile spacers that we used on the floor to raise the blocks off the floor, they were £6.99. We've got a tin of floor paint that we've not actually used yet, but that was £17.95. That's probably going to be used sort of in the bits of flooring at the end there. You'll see that when we get to it. That infamous set of spanners that I moaned and ranted about because I needed one spanner and I had to buy a set of 7, I think it were. They were £7.99, only £1 each or whatever they were, but it's still the principle of I had to buy a
full set for that
when I only needed one. But anyway. The foil tape that we use where we're going over the insulation, doing the joints, that were £5.99. Bought a set of hose clips, a big bag of hose clips, that was £14.79. And that'll do basically as we're putting all the water tank and the water system and everything like that.
Yeah.
And anything around the engine. The engine itself is an air-cooled engine, so it doesn't have water, but there'll be various bits need attaching. So anyway,
they'll come in handy anyway.
Yeah, bought a multi-pack of all different sizes.
Yeah,
Screw caps, screw cups at $3.99. We've not used them either as yet. We could have used them on the tongue and groove. That's where, as you're putting a screw in, so it makes a nice decorative head to it.
Alright.
You know, rather than recessing the screw in.
Oh yeah.
You're looking really confused.
I
You
am.
didn't even know we bought them.
No, I don't even know they existed.
No, but we've not used them as yet, so but they'll probably come in handy. Bought a set of hole saws that were £13.13. That's for when we come to do things like drilling the tank. You know, we need the holes in the tank. So, a tuber grip fill at £2.49. We'll come back to things like that again in a minute. A couple of drill bits at £4.49 and £4.99 each. Then some nuts at £3.51 and £3.69. Bear with me. Then there were more bolts at £2.56, £2.43. Some masonry plugs, which you might think, why did we buy any masonry plugs? There's nothing masonry in here. They were only 58p, and I needed 2 of them, and that was to put the rail down at the back of the fireplace into the paving slab. We also needed the masonry drill bit to do that. That were 86p. CT1, the tubes that we're using on the side there, I bought 2 individual ones at £13 each, and then 4 together that were £52 for the 4. Them little clamps I ordered off Amazon, my little toy clamps.
They've saved you well.
Yeah, they are doing. They're just very basic. $12.99. We bought some stove blacking, which we've not actually used as yet. That's £10.40. That'll just smarten the stove up. But we'll probably do that when we actually come to refit that in its proper place with all the stuff in there. Some lights. We bought a set of LED lights ready to go in the ceiling. They're $24.99. We'd already actually bought a set of lights, which I think we'd done on the last costings.
Yeah.
But it turns out they've not got the right fitting to go into a ceiling. They're ones that you stick to the underside of a cabinet.
Yeah,
so we might well use them in the kitchen.
They didn't have that spring bit, did they?
You got it.
Yeah.
So we might well use the other ones at some stage anyway, but we've had to buy these ones as well. The tight bond glue that we used on the framework down there and we'll use in future, that was £13.81. Bought a tub of wax that's £12.35. That'll be for as we get a bit further down and we're putting finishing on things like that. Started buying some electrical connections and the wire that will need to go in. $3.99 for the electrical connections, and the wire for 2 rolls of wire was £53. Heat shrink to join the connections, £5.37. Fire rope that we used in that, obviously we've talked about that already, but that was £6 on its own. The butyl tape that we used for sealing the windows, that was £27.98. The aqua steel, because we'd already done an aqua steel that we'd use for the main part of the hull, but we did need some more, so we had to buy another aqua steel. That was £37.39. We've bought a hookup cable so that we can connect to the electric. I think we've touched on electrics and things in the past, but it's basically just an extension that will plug into the standard sort of hookup points that are not only here but in other places.
Toggles, yeah.
That was £18.49. So I think that's more or less covered everything that we've spent, and I hope we have remembered everything. I mean, I hope somebody doesn't say, "Oh, I saw you use a paintbrush last week and you've not mentioned the paintbrush." We've pretty much tried to remember everything, haven't we? As we've ordered stuff and we've gone back through as like Amazon and eBay accounts and things, haven't we? And what have you. Made sure we've got everything on there. But to total it all up then, by the end of the last costings episode that we said was like up to the end of November, we were at £9,903.07.
Yeah.
In these 4 months since, so the December, January, February, March, we've spent a total of £3,359.83. And the worrying thing is, we haven't even bought any of the expensive stuff yet, like the solar panels and the batteries and the 12-volt fridge. Has anybody ever looked how much a 12-volt fridge is?
How much is a 12-volt fridge?
That, innit? They're frighteningly expensive. We'll be coming to that in a few weeks.
Anybody got any tips on where to get one from?
Yeah.
Wow.
But, so we've spent £3,359.83 in them 4 months, which brings our current grand total, bearing in mind this is including buying the boat and all the fees that we have to pay to keep it on the water and everything that we've spent on it, is a grand total of £13,262.90. I might just need a
little lie down.
No, I mean, I don't think that's too bad really, in terms of we've now in effect out of that got a boat that's back to a structure, if you like. I mean, at a push we could now use it, couldn't we? I mean, the engine works, we've got a bed.
Yeah, we could go away, couldn't we?
Yeah, we've got a wardrobe, we can put our clothes in. We've got the camping toilet. Again, we're going to come back and build a compost toilet in the next few weeks, but we've got a camping toilet. We've got somewhere that, as we've seen, we can cook and we can eat water and things up on.
When we stayed on Nuts and Bolts, it was worse than this.
Yeah, the first time we stayed on that, there was less than. So
we've done it before.
So yeah,
again.
Not that by any means we're saying this is a finished product.
Nowhere near a finished product.
But we've kind of, for that money, we've got it back to a, if you like, a bare shell. Not far off what you'd call a sail away, when you can go and buy a sail away, which is a shell with a running engine and lined out inside. We're not far off that stage for that money. But if we take the fees that we've paid, so the mooring fees and the licence fees off that gives us a grand total of £11,540.90. So in effect, the £11,540.90 is what we've actually spent on the boat.
Yeah.
So buying the boat, which as I said was £7,500, we've now spent about £4,000. Where's £4,000 gone? Have a look under Matt or something. There must be some money lying about. Having said that, about £1,000 of that were just on the dry dock, weren't it?
It was, yeah.
On the dry dock and blacking it and things.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the project itself stands us at £11,540.90. With the fees on, it stands us at £13,262.90. So it depends on what aspect you're looking at it from. To build the boats cost us the £11,500, but to be able to build the boat, we had to pay the fees to have it on the water.
Of course you did.
We could have potentially had it lifted out and put onto like in a marina where you put it on the side, which is a bit cheaper than having it on the water. But it's better to be on the water, surely.
Yeah.
That's why you buy a boat. You want to be on the water.
It's not been any more difficult, has it?
No, it's
on the water.
not been any more difficult at all.
No.
And I think we're planning on, in a couple of weeks' time, now lockdown and things are coming to an end, we are going to take it out for a little spin, aren't we? You know, a few day trips and what have you, and you know, maybe a little overnights. Yeah, I think certainly within the next 2 to 3 weeks we'll have it more than usable, if you like.
Yeah.
There we go then. I think that brings us to the end of the costings for now. That's brought us up to date with what we've spent, where we've spent it. Has it left us any money for the pub?
Pubs are shut.
There's
said no.
There's always a downer to everything, isn't there? So we'll perhaps try and do another costings. We'll probably not leave it as long as 4 months next time, because we are now quite frighteningly spending money at an alarming rate.
Yeah.
We are actually literally probably today or tomorrow about to order the solar system, aren't we? And the batteries, and that's a fair old chunk of cash.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll try and keep everyone a bit more up to date with the costings. But obviously, hopefully people have liked the video, and hopefully it kind of shows people how much it does cost, or potentially costs, to do a boat project.
Can I tell them to subscribe?
Go on.
You can subscribe if you want to.
How do they subscribe?
Do they have to press that bell?
They click the subscribe and then ding the little bell.
Oh, right. You click the subscribe, then ding the little bell.
And that means you get notifications each time.
I'm getting good at that now, aren't I?
Yeah. We've only been doing these videos 10 months and you just...
Still can't get it
just
right.
about get it. No, so I'm sure people are subscribed anyway. And like I said, dinging the little bell. It's completely free, costs absolutely nothing. It just means you do get notifications each time we put a video on. So, I think it's time for me to go and have a lie down, because I'm a bit light-headed after all this monies. So we'll see you all later, folks. Bye bye.